Hello everyone, I am Sharpedo43 once again, bringing you all another Wi-Fi battle. This battle is going to be in the OU tier once again, and my opponent for this battle is going to be TheDeluxeBanana once again. He's the guy that I actually showed in the multi-battle that we had alongside his moderator, Kobaby. So here I decided to finally do a singles battle with him. Well, it's obviously not the first time I battled TheDeluxeBanana. I've actually battled him a couple occasions in the past, but I felt like this battle was actually worth showcasing because it was actually a pretty good one. Very close one too. And I felt like I made a lot of good plays in this battle, so I figured why not show it. My team, it's actually just like kind of another mixed OU kind of team. I use Rotom Heat, I use Whimsicott, I use Swampert as the non-OU tiered mons because I figure those things, I feel like I've been able to put a lot of work in the OU tier with these mons, so I figured let's try it against the TheDeluxeBanana. So he's actually going to bring kind of a scary team because he has Tapu Lele and Alakazam, which I'm guessing is the Mega, so it's like, oh boy. So this ought to be an interesting battle. He's going to lead off with Landorus, which I want to say it's maybe not Scarf and it's probably like a Stealth Rocks lead. I'm going to lead off with Rotom Heat. And what I'm going to do here is, yeah, obviously switch out because I don't want to take a freaking... Actually... This was risky actually, because I switched in Salamence because I didn't want him to just set up in my face like this, setting up Swords Dance and whatnot. I was actually anticipating the Stealth Rocks, honestly. But since he didn't go for Stealth Rocks and just went for Swords Dance, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go straight for the Flying EMZ here, the Supersonic Sky Strike, and just freaking get this guy out of my way. Because why not? Like... This is the only thing I can really hit this thing with Flying Z anyway, so I figured why not go for it right now. I get a crit with this what's it called? Z move, which is actually kind of crazy, and I'm actually wondering if that even mattered, honestly. I guess it depends. If it was a bulky Landorus, maybe it would have lived, but if it was an offensive one, maybe not. Either way, he's going to go into Tapu Lele now that he's lost Landorus T, and I'm going to go into Rotom Heat, and he's going to go for the Moonblast, which, yeah. Now here, I wasn't sure if this Lele was choiced in some way, whether it be Scarf or Specs. So what I do here is actually risk it and go for Volt Switch. This Rotom Heat, by the way, is actually an offensive one with Choice Scarf as well. And since I outspent the Tapu Lele with it, I figured, okay, it's probably either Specs or probably even Z move, who knows. Because TheDeluxeBanana actually does VGC battles as well, and I think in VGC I've always seen Psyche MZ Tapu Lele, so I was like, okay. In that sense, I'm just gonna switch in the Whimsicott and hope that it's actually not Scarfed. And it's actually not Scarfed, and it's not even choiced for that matter because I switched up its move to Psychic here as I send in Whimsicott. Pretty much to sack it if it actually ends up switching out its moves, which it did. And now that I lose Whimsicott, this actually allows me to switch in the Mega Lopunny and just go straight for the return because since it's not choiced, I can just outspeed it since I already got prior damage on the Tapu Lele thanks to the Rotom Heat. So what I'm going to do here is now just go straight for the return as I mentioned. And here I thought, yes, I could 2-hit KO this thing. Except not really because this guy had a Figgy Berry on this muck. And now I kind of was afraid of a Break doing way too much damage on this thing. Like I don't really face mucks nowadays, so I kind of don't know what they carry nowadays. So yeah, he just goes for Poison Jam and I was like, oh great. Because then I probably would have been able to just go for another return and then another one or something. But that wasn't the case anymore. And as a result, the Salamence, I switched it in to get an Intimidate off, expecting a knockoff, because I was going to switch out. And instead, I just got Poison Jab and got poisoned as well. Here I went for Earthquake because for some reason I thought he was going to stay in. I guess I was hoping he wouldn't expect the Earthquake from Salamence. But he did, and he actually switched into Zapdos as a result. And now, because my Salamence is now poisoned, now I figure, you know what, let's just go for the damage now. Because I don't think I'm going to have the opportunity to set up a Dragon Dance and then go for game, basically, unfortunately. So here I'm just going to lose Salamence. And I think here is where I go into, not Swampert, but Rotom, yeah. Now here with Rotom, the way I used it, I don't think he knows that it's full offensive. So I think I just go for the Overheat here. And not to mention, I don't think he has switch-ins for Overheat, especially if he does know that the Rotom Heat is offensive. Which I think he does because it outsped Tapu Lele, which I don't think bulky Rotoms would. So I guess he does know that it's not defensive. But either way, I go for the Overheat, and I do a lot of damage, which is good. Now here I switch into Swampert because I was kind of afraid that he might want to switch out, thinking, okay, I'm going to just try to finish this thing off with another overheat. So I switched in Swampert. He went into Magearna, and I was going to go for Stealth Rocks here, but I had a feeling that because of that, he might want to switch back into Zapdos to maybe go for more Roost now. And I was like, no. Let's just go for Scald and see if he actually switches back into Zapdos. And he does. And now he's going to go into Tapu Lele. Which, yeah, now this thing I'm actually going to switch out. And I think I sack, what's it called? The, Rotom Heat. Yeah, the Rotom Heat. I was about to say Rotom Wash, but no, it's actually Rotom Heat. And yeah, I sack Rotom Heat, and I think here once again I just sent in Mega Lopunny to go for a return. Unfortunately, I had to send in Lopunny here, despite knowing that the Mega Alakazam can come after I KO this Tapu Lele, because I don't have switch-ins to Tapu Lele. And I was afraid that my Swampert would just get one shot with a Psyche MZ if that's the set that it's carrying on that Tapu Lele, which I wasn't aware of. Like, I wasn't sure that was what it was carrying, so I just had to keep... I didn't want to risk it, so I just went into Lopunny. But now, as a result, he just gets to send in Alakazam for free, and in the Psychic terrain. And, like I said, I have no switch-ins to this either. If I have no switch-ins to Tapu Lele, I have no switch-ins to Alakazam either, especially if it's in Psychic terrain. So I lose Mega Lopunny here, and now I'm here just sending out Skarmory. What I wanted to do here was just go for Brave Bird and get damage off, because if I can weaken this Alakazam at least, maybe I'd be able to do something with Swampert, maybe take a hit and then at least KO the Alakazam. But he just switches into Muck, and it does quite an amount of damage in my opinion to the Muck with Brave Bird. Now here I'm going to set up some spikes, because since he switched out Mega Alakazam, and since it no longer carries the Magic Guard ability, which prevents it from taking hazards damage, I'm now going to just set him up right now, so that when it comes back in, it takes some Stealth Rocks damage. Well, not Stealth Rocks, Spikes damage at the very least, because I can't get my Stealth Rocks up, because this entire team that Banana brought was actually very, very offensive, that I was pressured enough to not be able to go for Stealth Rocks. Here he went for knockoff, knocking out my Rocky Helmet, I believe, and then he just switches out and goes into Magearna now. I go for more Spikes, because the more Spikes I can get up on this against this team, the better. And if this Magearna, for some odd reason, I do not end up being able to like attack it or something, I could just phase it. In fact, both of my mons that I have left right now are both phasers, so I figured, yeah, let's just go for that. Here I switched into Swampert. I don't know what I was expecting here, honestly. I guess I just didn't want to lose Skarmory just yet, so I just go for the switch in. Thankfully, he did not go for anything crazy like Floor Cannon, and after Ice Beam, I was thinking, okay, maybe this thing is not offensive. Annoyingly enough here, though, he gets the freeze, and this kind of sucks, because I was going to go for the Earthquake here, just because I wanted to get some damage on this thing. And not to mention, he has no switch-ins for Earthquake either, so I was like, let's just go for it. But unfortunately, he gets the freeze, and then he gets a crit afterwards with the Ice Beam and just procs my Gap Up very, very early, which was not what I wanted. I go for Scald here to melt the ice, and after looking at the damage that came from the Scald, this is clearly a Assault Vest bulky Magearna instead of a shift gearing set. So here I just went for another Earthquake, and it once again doesn't freaking KO the Magearna, which is actually really annoying. That probably has a lot to do with the investment it has in HP or something. But yeah, and now this thing is just going to go straight for the Floor Cannon, which I thought it wasn't going to carry because it just went for Ice Beam, so I figured it would probably be like a Bolt Beam set with Flash Cannon and maybe even Aura Sphere or something, or Volt Switch. But no, it actually did carry Floor Cannon. And here I'm just going to go into Skarmory and just go for the Brave Bird, because that's really all I can do with this Skarmory. And plus, I was confident it was going to outspeed it, just because this Magearna was bulky and not freaking offensive. Like, well, it was offensive. It was bulky offensive, but not speed offensive kind of. So here things get a little bit complicated, because what happens here is I go for Roost here. Well, actually no, I get my third layer of spikes up first. Then after this I go for Roost. He goes for Shadow Sneak for some reason. This is the reason why it's kind of complicated, because he goes for Shadow Sneak here. My guess is that he knows I'm going to try to like Roost him or something, or 50-50 him a lot, because what I'm trying to do here is that, knowing that Muck and his Alakazam are the only mons he has left on this team, I wanted to see if maybe I can keep my Skarmory healthy and be able to take out the Mega Alakazam after 3 layers of spikes, because Mega Alakazam doesn't have the best of defenses, and Skarmory has Brave Bird, which has a 120 base attack power, and it's stab on Skarmory. So I figured, okay, I just gotta keep this Skarmory healthy. I was trying to see if I can maybe like have him not attack my Skarmory and maybe keep him at full sturdy range, or like full sturdy, like basically to maintain my sturdy before he sends out Alakazam. But it seemed like I couldn't do that anyways, and I just went for the Brave Bird because he was starting to set up curses, and I didn't want him to set up and then just get away with taking my Skarmory out. Unfortunately, this was kind of a misplay, and I feel like since he was not going for attacks earlier, I felt like maybe I should have just gone for the Whirlwind here, and then Whirlwind into Muck, and then if he goes for an attack, Roost, and then maybe if he tries to set up or something, Whirlwind again or something. This was what I was afraid of from the Alakazam, that it would have some kind of coverage move for Skarmory, whether it be Shadow Ball. I don't know if it gets Thunder Ball or not, but I was expecting that. And here, I was able to take the Hidden Power Fire, but my Skarmory unfortunately was not able to take out the freaking Mega Alakazam, so I was like, oh great. I thought Alakazam was made out of paper, and I guess turns out it wasn't. Well, to be fair, I was using a Skarmory with max HP, max defense, so the fact that it wasn't invested in attack probably had a lot to do with why it didn't KO. But honestly, I kind of was expecting it to, at least after some hazards damage, but I guess it didn't. And that sucked. So like all that effort that I went through to take out that freaking Muck was for naught, basically. Well, yeah, pretty much. It's because I was trying. It's because the thing was that I didn't want to lose to this guy, so I kind of just freaking tried to, well, see if I can come back from it. But I couldn't. I almost did though. Had I gotten a crit on that Mega Alakazam, I would have probably been able to come back from that completely. But you know, that's just relying on the hacks at that point. It's like, that's not really worth it in my opinion. But oh well. It was still a good game. That was pretty interesting. Like I said, I felt like I made a lot of good plays, and I think he made a lot of good plays as well, which allowed him to win this battle. So I was like, alright, good game to my man, the Deluxe Banana, aka Mackie. Even though I think he said that wasn't his real name, but honestly, who cares? Thank you all for watching this battle. I thought this was a pretty fun battle despite me losing. Like I said, it all depends on who I lose to and how I lose with the battle, so that kind of determines whether I actually like the battle or not, and whether I want to showcase it or not. And this was a pretty good battle. It was very, very close, and it was very well played on both sides. So yeah, once again, thank you all for watching this battle, and I hope you guys stay tuned for more in the future. So for now, just take it easy.